لا إله إلا الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Amma ba. I begin in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Truly and verily all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and seek only His forgiveness. We also seek refuge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the evil of our nafs, which is our carnal desires. For verily your nafs, your natural inclination is to evil, is inclined to do evil. So therefore we seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying, Ati Allah wa Rasulah al-Qutur Hamun. We attain Allah's rahmah by obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and obedience to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sunnah. We also seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the Shayateen, Amaanee, those actions and those deeds that are not sanctioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, and those actions and deeds that are not sanctioned by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sunnah. Those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills to be guided to Islam, no one can lead them astray. And those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills to be led astray off the Sirat al-Mustaqim, no one can guide. We bear witness that there is no God but Allah, the one God who has no partners. And we bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his slave and his messenger. Amma ba. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the best speech is the speech of Allah, meaning the Quran, and the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, meaning the Sunnah. And the worst of all matters are those things that are innovated by the people. For all innovation leads to bid'ah, all bid'ah leads to dalala, all dalala is in the nar, which is going off the Sirat al-Mustaqim. So we seek refuge of Allah from that nar. We say, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, wa fil akhirati hasana. Wakina adab an-nar, ya Allah. Oh Allah, give us good in this life, hasana. Give us good in the next life, hasana. Wakina adab an-nar, ya Allah. And save us from the punishment of the fire, ya Allah. Ameen. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. We're here on another day of Jumua. And surely this is a day of rahmah and barakah. For Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if we obtain Jumua and we do certain prerequisites, that we'll get 10 days of forgiveness. So Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Allah is Ar-Rahman, He is Ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Who is your enemy? Many times we say, man, I'm at war. Well, I'm a mujahid. I'm a soldier. I'm this, I'm that. But the question is, do you even know who you are at war with? The Muslim has many enemies. The Muslim has many enemies. Today we'll talk about 4 of those enemies. 4 enemies. The first enemy of the Muslim is Shaytaan. The number 1 enemy, Abdul-Walee, he said he's a clear and avowed enemy, is Shaytaan. Lanatullah alayh. May Allah's curse be upon him. He is the first hater, the first envious one, the first jealous person ever. And the first person that he was jealous of was our father, Adam alayhi salam, because he made him out of black clay. While he, Shaytaan, Lanatullah alayh, was made out of smokeless fire, or he was red. So we must understand that the first person that we must understand that is an enemy to mankind is Shaytaan. And with knowing your enemy, or with trying to combat or save yourself or shield yourself against your enemy, you must first understand who your enemy is. One of the rules of the art of war is like, know your enemy. If you don't know your enemy, how you gonna know how to fight him? If you don't know your enemy, how you gonna know what type of moves to do? How you gonna know whether to duck right, duck left, right? What is he gonna do? We don't know. So number 1, Shaytaan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Quran that he's a Abdul-Walee. So therefore you must try to understand all the knowledge you can about Shaytaan. How does he move? How will he try to trick you away from us? He said, those who are ibad Allah, those who are the service of Allah, they are mukhlaseen, they're very Shaytaan will have no sultan over them. So the key for fighting Shaytaan, or the key to understanding and fight your enemy Shaytaan, is number 1, to have knowledge of Shaytaan. Know that he's a jinn. Know that he's trickery. Know that he is Al-Gharur. One of the names of Shaytaan is Al-Gharur, which means he is the grand deceiver. Not a deceiver, but he is the grand deceiver, the one and only deceiver. You must understand that Shaytaan, he will not sleep. Shaytaan does not sleep. All day, 24/7, his job is to take us off the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Right? When Shaytaan, when he denied or he did not bow down to Adam, and he was getting ready to be thrown into the hellfire, we must understand why Shaytaan is so mad. He's mad at Adam alayhi salam because Allah chose Adam alayhi salam, this black clay, over this red smokeless fire piece of person, which is a jinn, and he chose Adam alayhi salam to be the vicegerent on earth. So therefore, Shaytaan became the first person that was jealous, the first person became a hater, and the first person that became disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So because of his disobedience, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him that he's going to the hellfire. But he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for one thing. Okay? And we got to understand what this one thing is. Shaytaan asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for time. He said, give me some time. Right? So he said, give me some time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, bet I will give you until Yawmul Qiyamah. I'll give you to the day that they are raised up. So Shaytaan said, again, remember, understand who your enemy is. What did Shaytaan say? Shaytaan said, because Allah, because you have made me tawbah, because you have made me of those who have transgressed the bounds, because you have made me of those who are going to the hellfire, I will promise you that I will come to them from the front, the back, the right, the left, right, and I will try to mislead them, and I will take them off the Sirat al-Mustaqim too. So understand, he is a Du'ul Mubin. That's why we say, A'udhu Billahi Min Shaytaan Rajim. Another enemy of mankind, or the enemy of the Muslim. I won't say the enemy of mankind because everybody's not a believer. So the enemy of the Muslim, another enemy of the believer, are those who are the Shayateen. Right? We got Shaytaan, who is Iblis. Lanatullah alayh. He's made out of a jinn. He's out of smokeless fire. He can fly. Remember, jinns can fly. If you can't fly, you ain't no jinn. Okay? Don't call nobody no jinn. If they can't fly, they can't walk through walls and all kind of stuff and shift change. They're not a jinn. Okay? Somebody may be inflicted by a jinn. That's where the word majnoon comes from. Majnoon comes from the word jinn, means one who is inflicted by a jinn. Okay? So one could be afflicted by a jinn and talking to himself and going crazy, but that doesn't mean that that person is a jinn. It just means they're afflicted by a jinn. Okay? So now the next type of enemy that we have is a shayateen. Okay? A shayateen can be either a jinn, or a shayateen can either be from nas, meaning from mankind. Okay? A shayateen is a devil advocate. Anyone that advocates or propagates what it is that Shaytaan propagates and advocates, he or she is a shayateen. Anyone who changes the rules and regulations of Islam, right, and push that, that person is a shayateen. Okay? Again, the shayateen could be for the jinn. So there are unseen spirits, jinns, from the progeny of Shaytaan. He has children, he has daughters, he has sons, he has soldiers. If you don't believe me, read chapter 7 of the Quran. Chapter 7, verse 27. Surah Al-A'raf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Shaytaan, he said, don't let him deceive you. Don't let him take you out the paradise like he did your mother and your father, Adam and Eve. Right? But cover yourself, and the best covering is taqwa. And he said, understand that he sees you, him and his qabilah, him and his soldiers, they see you from where you see them not. Okay? So Shaytaan is real. He's unseen. Okay? And he has soldiers. He has children. He has sons. He has daughters. And they work for him diligently. The same way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mujahideen, the people that will work diligently for him, Shaytaan has people that work for him diligently as well. These are called the shayateen. They could be from mankind, so there could be some shayateen walking around us. Right? Devil advocates, people that just working for everything that's the opposite of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, said advocates. This is a shaytaan or a shayateen. Okay? Also, Shaytaan could be from the jinn. It could also be from mankind. Anyone or any entity that is striving for the demise or for the downfall of Islam being established, that this person or that thing is a shayateen. Another enemy of Islam, or another enemy of a Muslim, right, is this Dunyaa. This Dunyaa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, do not let this Dunyaa deceive you. It is a gurura. It is a deception. Right? This life is nothing but life and sport. Right? We live and we die. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, don't get attracted to this dunya. Act like you're in this dunya, meaning this worldly life, right? Like a traveler, okay? And he's going underneath and he stops here and there and he's only stopping for a little, a little rest because he knows or she knows that this is not his or her home. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that in the last days it'll be hard to hold on to this deen. Right? It'll be hard like a hot burning coal. You'll be like a stranger. He said tuba to the stranger. Tuba means glad tidings, or tuba means a tree in paradise. Okay? So understand that when you're walking on this walk, you try to strive to be on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, you will be of the Gharibeen, you will be of those who are the strangers. Okay? You will be of the strangers. But if you are one who is attached to this dunya, right, then you'll get deceived by the gharura, which is the deception of this dunya. Okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do not let this worldly life deceive you. Okay? Although he blesses us with beautiful things in this dunya, right? The children, right? Al-mal wal-banun zinatul hayat ad-dunya. The money and the children, these are the things that are adornments of this life, right? But obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is what lasts forever. That's the thing that lasts forever. Okay? So again, this dunya can also be a deception. It could also be your enemy. If you're chasing this dunya, if you're chasing the money, and you're forgetting about the akhirah, then this dunya is what has brought back your demise. The dunya will bring your demise. Okay, we live in this dunya, we're a part of this world, but yet we don't chase it. The Prophet Muhammad said, those who strive for the akhirah, well, let me rewind that back. The Prophet Muhammad said that those who strive for the dunya, they might get it, they might not get it, but in the hereafter they won't get nothing. But those who strive for the akhirah, not only will they get the akhirah, but Allah will also give them the dunya as a bonus. So therefore, it's best to strive for the akhirah to get the dunya and the akhirah as well. So we have three enemies that we talked about so far. The first enemy is Shaytaan. He is a dual mubin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he is a clear and avowed enemy. You have to have knowledge of Shaytaan. You have to know about his tricks. Understand that he's real. Understand that he's relentless. Understand that he does not care about you. Shaytaan is already going to the hellfire. He knows that without a shadow of a doubt. Okay? He knows he's going. So therefore his job and his intent and his motivation is trying to take as many people to him, many people with him to the hellfire as possible. Okay? With understanding that and knowing that, that's why we must have taqwa, we must shield ourselves. The other enemy that we talked about are the Shayateen. The Shayateen or anyone that says, oh, you know what, I make a conscious decision. I made a conscious decision to roll with Shaytaan. I make a conscious decision to be a destroyer of society. I'm a conscious decision to sell dope. A conscious decision to pimp. A conscious decision to mac. A conscious decision to be a cheater. Whatever it may be. Anything that is the opposite of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala advocates, and a person advocates that thing, that person or that thing is a Shayateen. So we see grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for being of the Shayateen. We ask for the blessed be of the Muslimin. We also talked about another enemy of mankind, or should we say another enemy of the Muslim, and that enemy is this dunya. Okay? The Shaytaan, the Shayateen, now we're talking about this dunya. Okay? This dunya can be an enemy to us, and one of the most profound statements of one of the Sahabas, and we'll leave you with this, is the statement of Ali radiallahu anhu. And Ali radiallahu anhu, he said, man, I have divorced this dunya. He treated this dunya like a bride. And he said, I have divorced this dunya, and I'm not turning back on it. I'm not looking back. Meaning that he divorced himself from this dunya, meaning that he had no care for this dunya, because all he longed for was the akhirah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to form the example of the Sahabas, inshallah. Ameen.